Hello, guys. How you guys doing? Hopefully, you are doing awesome today because God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Anyway, guys, as you can see, I have some nice Haitian Griot, which is fried pork. I have a gravy next to it, and I will also have a mashed potato for it. So, this video, if you want to see this video, you have to watch it all the way through. It's long this time because mainly people keep asking me like to make the thing a little bit longer because I always like fast forward it because I know Asian food take a long time. But if you want it long, I'll give it to you long. So like I said, just stay tuned, get ready. We're about to start. So before I start, I want also to thank each and every one of you who feels like who subscribe or likes who leave a comment or whatever. We appreciate you a lot, but we're still looking for more subscribers. Please come to our channel. It's a friendly place where you come, you could have a little laugh with us. It could be like some corny joke, but I find them very I'm using. So anyway, basically I'm gonna show you how I make my Haitian griot my way. I'm gonna change a little things. I want you to be open-minded, like to if you see something different than how you normally do it, don't worry. It's always good to learn new stuff, to learn new things, because my channel is about that. And remember, I'm not here just to feed like your stomach. It's a positive channel. I want you to feel welcome when you here. I want you to feel like family. So basically help me to grow this channel by subscribe, share it, like, and press the notification bell. Whenever we have something new, you'll be the first to know. For those of you who ask me when do I post a video, I post them randomly because this is something I'm doing as a hobby. I do have jobs, so therefore I only do videos when I have free time. So I can't really tell you I'm gonna do it Monday or Tuesday or any other day. It's whenever I'm available. So this is why it's very important to go to that little bell to click it, so you press all, so whenever we have something, it will give you the notification. So anyway, we're about to start. I hope you're ready because I am ready. These are the ingredients we are about to use, so hopefully you pay attention. Okay, guys, this is the ingredients we're gonna be using because we are going to make fried pork, which is a Haitian griot. But I'm gonna put my own little twists, and then obviously, because I always do. A friend of mine been asking me for so long. I feel like, you know what, it's been a while since I ate pork, like maybe like 2.5 years ago. So for her especially, I am gonna finally make that Haitian pork for her. So basically I have my own Creole seasoning, things that I mix together. It's normally a bunch of dry herbs like thyme, then other spice. Then I mix them together with some whatever spice. Sometime you could have like, salt seasoning. I use herbs, garlic powder, ginger, a bunch of things. These things alone have about like 20 different things in it. So I don't really need all of these things. I'm showing you all of these things just in case. If you don't have this, you can substitute it for the other stuff. Okay. So we need lime. We also need this is a mixture of apple cider vinegar and um sour orange. I have some white vinegar to clean my pork. I will show you later. I have some kosher salt. So I also have this thing that I use for color. It doesn't have any taste really. Just in case if you want to know what it is, the name, this is it. Anyway, so we have fresh stuff, vegetables. I always love using fresh vegetables if it's possible. So I have some tomatoes. I have some Green onions. I have some. I'm gonna come back to it. I forgot. I always forgot this one. Celery. I don't know why. Celery. I have celery, leaves, and I have carrots. I also have some bell peppers. I have extra tomatoes if I want for garnish. I also have some cucumber. It's not necessary to have cucumbers or all these vegetables. It's just for, garnish. I want to have them in my food. I have onions. Two color onions is not necessary. I have two color onions. This is like white onions and um, red onions or purple onions. It's really purple. So I have some extra garlic, and I also have my Haitian spice. I already blend. I do have some garlic and pepper if I need. I'm not gonna use it because this one alone, it already has everything already, so there's no need for me to add extra. I'm definitely gonna need some oil, maybe not, because sometimes the pork is very fat. You don't need it. I have some extra lime juice if needed. Probably don't need that much, and I already have lime, and I have extra lime to just wash the meat. And then I also have some extra herbs, like this thing, like I said, I already have like at most like the herbs already blend together, so I have extra thyme and parsley fresh one, and I also have some dry one already in this. So now let's go to the next step. Now you see my pork. This is my pork. I'm gonna wash my pork, and once I wash my pork, I am going to put it in this pot to marinate it. I'll leave it for at least like a 30 minutes, and I am gonna use this pot right there to put some water in our meat. Sometimes we boil a little water after we clean the meat. So I'm gonna drop a lime in that water. So I'm gonna let it boil. Put it on the stove right there. Let this. Okay. So basically, what you can do for this one, you can um, what you can do, you can add some vinegar in that water if you want to. That's how I make it. I know not everybody make it like this, but that's how I make mine, and it's delicious. So good. And if you want, you can also put some kosher salt in the water as well. Basically, I am going back to show you how I'm gonna clean my meat. So cover this. Now we going to clean this meat. I'm gonna open it. Ugh, need to just like bust that thing. And to be honest, guys, it's very, very not expensive for all this meat. So it's really like pork, it's not the healthiest thing to eat, but at the same time, it's affordable. Look at the price. I don't know if you can see the price. Okay, this is what it is. So all this meat, I could feed like about 10 people if I want from this meat. I know some people are
I
gonna
know
say
some of you
10
don't
people.
like big,
Oh
thick
my gosh!
chunk of
I feel
meat.
like
You
it's
can
something is
cut it
very
if you
tasty.
want to, but
If
you
it's
could also
delicious
cook it
enough,
as
like I don't
is.
have to eat so much of it. And if you want to know which brand it is, it's this. Okay, doesn't matter. Just take the pork. So this is my pork. They already cut them for me. The butcher did cut the in the pack, and sometimes you get the whole thing. I rather get this one, so it's less work for me. So that's it. You see how much meat I have? So much. Like how many pieces? One, two, three, about 5 pieces. And these are huge. These are like humongous. Like you see? So anyway, you're gonna pour some cold water in that, okay? Just to rinse it, because to preserve it. lukewarm water, not cold water. I think I said cold water. You can have like lukewarm water, but not hot water when you're washing it. Okay, it's you. I will use hot water, but not now. You will see it later on. So anyway, so in my country, my people are so funny. Like when they having the dish, like they're very serious about it. I know with this one, I'm gonna do that way. They probably say, "Oh my God, this is not how you do it," especially with this pork. You need a lot of sour orange, but I couldn't find it. I did find a little juice of it, but like usually they use a lot of
In your
sour
stomach.
lemon. Like I'm talking about old school. So the people that know I do, they probably will say, "Oh my God, all these things you put in it, it's not needed. It's not necessary." So, but anyway, just like bear with me. Like just see what I'm gonna do. Maybe you'll like it. So anyway, I already add some vinegar and sour orange juice, not the fresh one. And then I'm gonna it's also I put also some salt in it too. So I will leave it like for like between 5 to 10 minutes before I stop rubbing on it because I want that acid to penetrate. If you notice, you see my meat starting to get less red than how it was before. It's because there's some acid that I add to that meat, so it's changing the color a little bit, so it's completely okay. So when you're cleaning, you can actually remove some of the fat, but pork griot, it's something that it's loaded with fat anyway. The skin, people like the skin, so usually when you choosing your meat, it needs to be something between fat, and it cannot be just lean meat because the traditional way is it's like fat and bones and everything, right? So normally I'll get the shoulder, but you can't use any part except for the I guess the head and the feet or something like that, or the tail. But I think you can use any part of the pork to make your griot. Like with the exception of the one I, listed. For those of you who's not familiar with what sour orange is, it's similar to the regular orange. It's just like it tastes differently. So just in case if you don't know it, if you go to the supermarket, it would say sour orange. So let me use my two hands to wash this. So once I'm done, I'm gonna put some water, more water from this. And I already washed it 3 times already. So once I'm done, I'm gonna remove all this cool water or warm water to add the hot water. Okay. You also have to be very careful, guys. Certain food are very dangerous when you cook them. If you don't cook them properly, you can get yourself sick or you'll gas. So I would advise you before I even say what I'm about to say, I used to be the worst cook in my house, like, period. Like, I couldn't get it for some reason. So, it takes a lot of, experience and learning. So, it's okay if you don't know how to prepare something. So, okay, if you're not a good cook, or if you're not you don't know your way in the kitchen, it's best to cook fish or steak. These things are more safe. You don't want to kill people. You don't want, what I mean, food poisoning. Sometimes it's the way we cook the food and it's not cooked properly, and we make our guests sick and sometimes ourselves. Okay, so let me go finish washing it. I'll show you when I pour the hot water, and I'll also show you when I'm seasoning it. Okay. Okay, guys, I just finished washing my meat. It's clean, you know, some lime, salt, vinegar, like I said. But I also have my water. My water, I'm waiting for it to boil. It's almost ready. Then once it's finished, I am going to pour that water on this meat. Now, honestly, if you want me to be honest with you, with this step is very necessary, not really. Because once you cook that meat, the bacteria you try to kill, it's gonna die anyway. Okay? But anyway, So it's not really necessary. It's not gonna make any difference. But I'm just gonna do it for the sake of doing it the traditional way, how they normally clean it. Because I know if I don't do this step, somebody gonna say, "Well, why didn't you do like pour the hot water or something?" But sometimes I don't have to do that. Okay. All right. So let's see. While I am waiting for the the water to boil, I am gonna start mixing my seasoning. I'm being lazy. I'm gonna use the same pot that I am going to cook the meat or steam the meat. So this is my Haitian seasoning. Hopefully you could see it. Okay. So it's fresh. I'm gonna put that in. So I'm gonna show you. You need to have a good seasoning. But like if you don't, and I have this, okay, like I said, it got everything that I need. It's my secret thing, but you can use all seasoning or Creole seasoning, salt and pepper, whatever season you used to use, you can use that. But traditional one, sometimes people use cube, sometimes people use like chicken bouillon, the cube. Sometimes people use salt. Some people just use salt and pepper. So it's up to you really. And I am going to add some extra fresh garlic. I already have garlic in my um what it's called, in my Haitian season. I'm gonna also drop some of my um for more flavor, I'm gonna add some tomatoes, and all of these things are not even traditional. It's things that I do myself. And I'm gonna add some extra green onions. Like I said, none of them are traditional. All you had to do really is the Haitian seasoning and then marinate it with some salt and pepper if you don't already have that in it, and you're good to go. And also I am going to add my little vinegar and the sour orange, it's in there. Also I am gonna squeeze some of my extra lime juice. You want lime? I like washing my meat with lime better than washing my meat with something else, like with lemon. Lime, it's better to wash your meat with, in my opinion. So this is it. Mix everything together. I am not adding more water to that because that meat will have extra water. So I think sometimes people put too much water, and that's why you miss on the flavor. Now my water start to boil. I'm gonna show it to you. Okay. I remove. You see, now it's ready. Like I said, this step is not necessary, but for the sake of my people, if I don't do this, they're gonna scream and say, "Oh my God, you didn't do this one!" So what I'll do, basically, I will remove these water. Okay. So it's not gonna be cooked. The water is not to cook it. So instead of me doing all of that, I'm trying to be, I'm not trying to wash tons of dishes today. So what I'm gonna do, I don't wanna burn. I'll return. I'm gonna put the hot water there and then transfer the meat. Okay, this is my hot water. Okay, you see my hot water. I put it down. So I'm gonna put my meat in this. Okay. I'm putting my meat in this. Sometimes you keep it for like a few hours before you cook it for better taste. I'm talking about the seasoning, not the hot water. So you can do it overnight, or you could just leave it for like few, hours, or even like 30 to 20 minutes, 15 minutes before you cook it. It helps the season to penetrate deeper. So It's an option. You don't have to do that. You could just marinate it and cook it right away too. By the way, in my seasoning, I did add some vinegar, some lime, some sour orange juice. So sometime I would even drop like a little like spoon or two of rum, the barbecue. I don't drink, but it's just like, like elevate the whole thing once you do that. Or you can even drop some wine, like cooking wine or regular wine. You see how it changed color? Okay, this is how it changed color. After all this wash, the citrus, and then the hot water, that's just like normal. So basically, you can cut your meat if you want to, or you could just like cook it as is. There's no wrong or right. So basically, in my country, usually the people that's selling it on the street, like street food, they usually leave it the whole pieces like this, and then they would cut it once you buying it from them. So those machon fritai, that's the name of them. So yeah, that's usually how they leave it, so that meat doesn't have to be dry so like I said, anyway, so it's time to seasoning. Just drop it with love and kindness. So best thing, I'm gonna put the rest of my seasoning. Okay, and trust and believe it's gonna be so delicious. Now, I like to put my hands on things. One thing many people don't know is that Haitian food takes time to cook. So I let this meat marinated overnight. Like I said, you don't have to do that, but it's better if you do, if you don't rush it, right? You can just, because many time I cook, I just marinate the meat and I put it right away. So, but like I noticed that when when you leave it overnight or for a few hours, the season penetrate deeper. It's common sense, really. So it's like every piece of thing that you marinate, more you leave it, the better chance that season will, penetrate your whatever. So anyway, so that's an option. You can do it. Look at it. Look at how beautiful it is. Like, look at it. Almost look like it's already cooked. And the reason why you looking at this beautiful color, it's because I put that orange spice that's kind of like a sazon. It's a wojon. That's how I call it. I'm sure the Spanish people pronounce it differently or someone else, but that's how I call it. So if you want the spelling, I believe it's Ojon, something like that. Yeah, I use it, but it doesn't have any flavor, so I like to use it because there's no salt in it. Um, so it doesn't have to, mess up your food like if you put too much or whatever. It's just like will make the color more intense. That's about it. So basically, right now, what you do, you want to cook your meat for about 25 minutes. You let it cook on, like the first time you put it, you let the fire high, and then when it goes to a boil, you lower it like to medium heat. Like you let it even like um lower. So you want it to slow cook because you want that um meat to be very tasty. Why do I put it high before I put it low? It's because once you do that, you seal it. You close this moisture inside. Then you can cook it slow, however you want. So basically, after like 20 something minutes, even like 30 something minutes, depend. Like sometime I'll cook it for an hour. It depends if I have a lot of meat. So, but this one, I think 30 to 25 minutes, it's good enough. And then after that, you will just like fry it. So, hopefully, you understand what I'm trying to explain. I do have an accent, so yes, my beautiful accent. So, if you don't understand, let me know. And one more thing, like, let me know where you watching us from. So if you don't want to leave a comment, just let us know like where you watching it from. We will appreciate that. I believe it's been cooking for about, I'll say 15 minutes. But you have to cover it because this, you want the steam to stay to finish the cooking, and all this juice right there is gonna make a nice gravy. We're not gonna throw away that juice, and then we're gonna fry it after. That's all really a pork, I mean a griot is. It's not that complicated, and sometimes you go to the restaurant and sometimes they don't even do it well. I'm like, give me like, you know like, and by the way, I did add some some pepper, some hot sauce to it. You can also add some pepper, like scotch bonnet pepper, if you want it spicy. I did add a little bit of hot sauce, not enough to make it hot, because the person I'm cooking this for does not like a lot of heat. Okay, look at the color. Look at this. You I'm telling you, I know a lot of people probably will disagree with this technique, the way I do it, not putting enough water. It works for me. If it works for me, I don't have to. Sometimes you have to think out of the box and do it a little bit different than how grandma, I know grandma is this very good cook, but do it your way. Maybe you like your way better. Maybe you like grandma's way better. You never know. So this is good enough. I'm not going to let it dry. And I'm going to fry this pork. It's very tender. And then I don't do no, I don't like, I cook pork for people who like it like underdone. I have no judgment, but I think my pork should be well done. Like, that's just me. You see, look at this mess. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun in the kitchen. I love cooking. I don't care. Like, I know it's weird to have so much fun in cooking. When I'm cooking, it's kind of like I'm in another world. Like, the best me just pop. Oh my god. I'm trying to turn this. I probably will have to put that phone down because they're so huge. Like, they heavy. I can't really turn it with like one hand. Look at this. It's almost the size of the pot I'm cooking it. Like, um anyway, I don't want to boil this too much, like I said, and sometimes we make the pork so dry. And when I go to a restaurant, I order my food, and if it's not good, I feel like crying. Like, sometimes I even cry on the inside. Like, seriously, I'm serious, because I don't like to waste. If I buy it and I can't eat it, that's a problem. That's probably one of the reason I like to cook my own food. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. You can literally, if you don't want, and by the way, if you don't want to have a griot, you can make a stew pork like that too. Okay? So as you can see, this part, look at this part. Look at this part. It's already like brown in the bottom. Sometime when we have a fatty, extremely fatty pork, like the same oil will cook the pork. Okay? But this time I want to make a stew as well. I'm gonna stop it here because I don't want to dry all my tasty sauce, like gravy, under it. Oh my god, this is so delicious. You have no idea. So anyway, like I said, usually you can cut the pork, make it little pieces, but I rather cook it like this because sometimes it breaks too much. I rather cook it like this sometime, just because it would hold together. Then you can cut it. It's either you could give one person the whole big chunk of it, or you just cut it for them. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm gonna turn it off, and I am going to put some oil in another pot to fry the pork. So you can use the same technique for turkey. I'm gonna use the skillet. I think it's delicious as well and healthier. Okay, because it heat up quick, and the fact that there's a cover, I'm glad, because there's a cover, and I won't burn myself, because I'm I'm always burning myself because I move too fast. So before you fry your pork, you're gonna want to take these pork. You want them away from the gravy because two things gonna make that thing pop. It's moisture, moisture, moisture. Did I say two things? That's still moisture. Then the skin, okay? Because the skin it's rich with fat, so there's moisture in it. So that's what's probably will burn you. But I'm glad this cover. We have a cover, so I would just like cover it not all the way because you don't want that steam to go back to your oil because you try to fry it. But like you can just like put it like 3/4 or whatever. So anyway, so basically you could deep fry it if you decide to, but I'll just like pan fry it. Like I don't like to waste a lot. If you notice how I cook, I don't like wasting things. So I just like to reuse my stuff over and over. If I don't have to waste them. But yeah, really. So this is my oil. I'm waiting for this to dry completely. It's still not completely dry. Let's wait. Let's wait, 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 wait. Grandma style cooking. Grandma, I'm very old school in my kitchen. Um, but I'm very creative at the same time, so I'm open like to new things. I'm open to try other cultures dish and stuff like that, so I'm also open to follow people's recipe at the same time. But my way, when I'm having fun, it's when I go like freestyle. This is how I feel like, you know what, I don't have to follow rules as long as I feel like it's safe. I'm doing all the safety precautions and stuff like that, and I could do whatever I want. So let's just like start pouring some oil. Like I said, you don't have to put too much oil. Like that's enough for me because I don't like wasting things. I could just like put the thing and deep fry it. It's still the same thing. All you have to do when you put little like that, you have to turn it. Okay. Okay. So now I am dripping this. Look, 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 look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. I know some of you don't eat pork, but trust me. When I tell you this thing is out of this world, it's just out of this world. The pork is so delicious. I know it's not the healthiest. Why the worst thing always tastes the best? You know? Like pork is so delicious. You know when you have a piece of bacon how tasty it is. Like and vegan bacon, it's nothing but a piece of carrot. Don't call it bacon, please. And also like the turkey bacon, it's like it's kind of like too chewy for me. But in all honesty, I do eat it because I know it's healthier. So I eat it anyway. But if I had my way, I would have the pork instead. But anyway, I always like do things that are more healthier because at the end of the day, your health it's more important. It's been like 2.5 years since I had pork, so I don't really like eat it like that. And sometimes I cook for people, and if I know it's not good for me, I just don't eat it myself. You understand? Because everybody have their own, diet and stuff like that. Things they can eat and things they cannot eat. You have no idea how many times I try to be like vegan. I'm like, this thing is like, what is this? You tricking me, telling me I'm eating a chicken when it's something else. You're tricking me. You tell me this is like a piece of steak, and then or this is like a fish. I don't know. Like I'm like, what are you doing to my spirit? Honestly, tell me the truth. Just tell me like you have a grilled carrots, like a big mushroom or something. Don't play with my feeling like that. Because sometimes honesty is the best thing for all the vegan people. Just tell me you're having like a confusing like vegetable feast because all of them you change their name. Cauliflower become like chicken, like eggplant becomes like mushroom becomes like what, like steak. Like come on, like enough is enough. Seriously. And besides, I don't think the animals appreciate that. You guys are taking their name in vain. Seriously, you need to cut it out. You say you love them, you eating their name and not their flesh. That's just confusing. Well, honestly, I'm proud of you guys who can do it. Like, I'm just like joking around. Like, you do whatever it's good for you. So, anyway, it's just little jokes. Sometimes you have to laugh. Life it's already hard as it is. Why making yourself sad for no reason, right? I try not to complain because, like, you feel like you healthy. Like, there's so many people going through serious stuff. So sometimes I joke around. Like, I always joke around. Like, in my family, I'm like the clown. Just like make things light. Like, it's not like we don't have problems sometimes. It's not like we're not going through things sometimes. But it's good. It's good to just have a laugh sometime. Especially when you're around family and friends. So that's why it's really important to me. I'm always like around people that are like positive, like negativities. I don't do them. I just like leave them alone. That's like something I decided like for years to do. Like I'm like, listen, my health, my well-being, it's very very important. I don't need stressor in my life. Whatever it is, like I have to live. God give me this life. I cannot afford to take it for granted. And sometimes you'll find people around you that's not mean well. It's okay for you to walk away from them with no regrets. So that's what my channel is about, really. Every once in a while I will just like talk to you guys, about like, things that will make you feel good. So it's a good place to come. Like when you come here, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel like, if you were sad, like you're no longer sad or anything. You know what I mean? Now let's go back to cooking. Oh my gosh. Look. Beautiful. When it's time for you to cook the skin, because I didn't put a lot of oil, you're gonna have to find your way to cook this skin. Normally, I would hold it like this. I would put it like this. So it just cooks the skin. Okay? So yeah, let's just put the other side. And then I'm gonna turn the small little one. Don't get like too excited when you see it changing color. This is when it's good. Okay? Pork's supposed to be cooking really, really well done. Really well done. Okay? Really well done. Alright. In my opinion, at least. I'm not gonna get sick over this. So anyway, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. And I'm gonna show you. This is what I put. I put this napkins. I usually damp it a little bit so it doesn't dry all my meat. Then I'm gonna put the meat here, so the fat, the extra fat, you cannot take all the fat of the pork because pork is a fatty meat anyway. So remember, for the color, this is what I add to give it such a beautiful color. But in my country, they don't use that, okay? They use sour orange to give that. Okay, so we're gonna check on the pork again. There you go. There you go, beautiful porky. Oh, you're so nice. Look at you. So proud of you. Mama's proud. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm dangerous. You see how dangerous I am? I rather do it that way. And then you can cut it if you feel like the piece is too much to give to one person. You can cut it after. Find a cutting scissors or a knife. You cut it. Okay, I'm gonna put the pork right here. Let's just put this here. Okay, so this little bad boy is already done. So I'm gonna put it away. You see, crispy skin. Crispy skin. Okay, crispy skin. I think in my country too, I think the people that's selling it, usually that's how they cook it. And then they cut it when you come by. It depends on how much you want, they will cut it for you. They will cut that whatever amount that you want to put. So this one I'm gonna put just one because it's huge, and the other one I'll use as well. Make sure everybody gets a little oil. You see, this is a big chunk of that pork. You see, this is the one that's done, and this is the one that's not done yet. I mean, it's kind of like cooked, but not all the way. You see, this is time for me to cover. It's about to explode. So now I'm covering. When I cover it, I don't cover it all the way because I don't want it to steam. I just cover it enough so I don't get burned. Okay? Alright. Anyway, let this thing go crazy. I'm out. Now, before you remove it, ask the pork, are you going to behave now? I could hear the sound. It's behaving better than when it was like extra moist. So now I'm going to turn it. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? And cover it back. Don't want nothing to splash. I burnt enough. Okay? I'm gonna go back again and ask the pork, are you still behaving? And then it's not behaving so much, but we're gonna see. Because we don't want it burned. It's not done. We don't want to burn. When you're cooking, guys, don't burn your food. It's like if you burn it, the thing lost all the charm, you know. The flavor, it's different and everything. So don't burn it. This one have a little bones in it. It's not going all the way down. Sometimes you can just press it down. Go down right now. Okay. So I want to make sure that, because this part is too soft, because you want it to be crunchy. Especially the fat part with the skin. You want the skin to be crunchy. Okay. Listen to this one. Listen to this. You hear it? It's crunchy. Okay, this is beautiful. This is not underdone. This is well done pork. This is your griot, and this is how the people that sell it from the street. I'm showing you the street kind of thing. They don't put the same seasoning I put, but they cook it that same way. Leave it the whole chunk, and then when you buying, if you want for $1, they cut it $3, whatever. They don't sell it. They probably give like for $10 now. I don't know. Everything's so expensive in my country now. But this is how they do it. Okay. The idea is not to put too much. You see, this part needs to be cooked. So the reason why it's not cooked, this piece of meat, it's bust out. It lifts a little bit, and it stops the other one to get to the oil. You see this? This part, it's not well done. So what I do, I lift it. If you see something like that, you bend it like that. You control the food. Don't let the food control you. You say, sit down. You see how I put it, sit down? I say, sit down and cook. Right? I'm going to put the fire a little bit higher because I lowered. So I'm like, sit down and then cook. Because nobody's going to take you not well done. Okay? Okay, now it's done. See it? That part wasn't cooking. Now it's done. Okay? You see it? Oh. Now we feel good about it. We put it away. Okay? Let that thing drip, 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 drip. So we put the next big piece. Okay? Like I said, the pot cannot take two. They're too big. And then I have another piece. Okay, I'm going to cover it again because it's not behaving. It'll burn me. Popping everywhere. It's because of the moisture. Because I just removed it from the pot. So when okay, this is what I do. Because I'm going to use that for gravy. So you don't want to waste it. So what I do, I would flip it like that and put it on the side. Okay. So some of the juice will come out. And I put the skin facing up because I want the skin to be crispy You don't want it to be soaking water, right? All of this gonna make such a nice gravy. And I did not add any water, from that pork. Whatever water after I washed it was in that pork, that's what makes the extra juice and the vegetables and the seasoning. That's it. That's it. Okay? To make it simple, just remove the meat from the sauce and then it will be like easier, so it will be less of that gravy that create a lot of moisture, and it won't pop on you so much. But I was being lazy. I just put the same thing while I'm transferring it, and I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to mess up another dish, yada yada yada. So I just like leave it and do it real quick. But like yeah, like sometime you have to drain it before you fry it. Just remove it from the gravy. So guys, I know I'm gonna do the same thing over and over. So instead of showing you the same thing over and over, I'm just gonna fast forward it. Okay? Just a little bit. I don't know if you remember, I had extra vegetables. These will be used as a garnish, okay? Like I showed you in the beginning, the tomatoes, the cucumber, these things are optional. You don't have to have them, but it's just, something you could just throw in your pork once you're done. And I made a gravy with that same leftover gravy from the pork. All I did is just fry some tomato paste, and then I add a little onions, and then I add a little all-purpose seasoning, and I add some water, I let it reduce, and then that was it. If you want to see how I actually made the gravy, you can request it, but it's very simple. So, and also with that, I made mashed potatoes as well. I did have a mashed potato for this dish, but it was the instant one. I just like opened the box or opened the package, and then I boiled some water. I had some like garlic and some olive oil, and then I put some parsley. It's already have butter mixed with it and everything. I did add extra butter, so that was really it. Like you could do however you want to do it, but I didn't want to complicate it because this pork, it's so flavorful already. So you don't want to compete. Like you want something very not too powerful. You want something like a little bit bland. So yes, that's all I did. But usually like turkey, I mean not turkey, griot, they will make fried food next to it the traditional way. It's like a fritai. Usually they have fried plantains, fried potatoes, they have fried patties and all kind of fried food next to it. And then the best way they eat it, it's something they call pickles. It's kind of like a spicy pickle, so they will eat it with, but I didn't do that. I wanted to do it a little bit different, so that's what. And sometimes people eat it with rice or whatever they want to eat it with, but traditional way they fry a bunch of food with it. So that's all I could come up with for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video because I did have fun, and I'll see you next time with another video. So remember to protect your body, your mind, your soul. You are loved by God, and you can do anything as long you put your head into it. You will succeed. So I love you all. May God bless you one more time, and see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And bye. At least do have breastfeed. You can try it. It is chocolate. You can, the sauce really nice. But look at this. I didn't add oil. This is the last import. If you want, you can try out the sugar less and use all the extra oil that's about. Okay. This is it. Shouldn't need to worry about the water and all that. This is here. So anyway, guys, this is sauce, and if you something like these, just close it and leave it. And I'm sweet. Whatever you want. Don't have to make it, right? So thank you for. And remember to surrounding yourself with positive people just like you are. Bye.